Hello everybody, welcome to St. Olaves Homework Booklet number 7 walkthrough. So we are starting off with the math section, and so just to help us, we see that we have negative numbers. Just to help us, I'm going to I always write down a little grid of what the results will be when we multiply or do any operations with minus, plus. So minus will give you a plus, and then a plus minus will give you a minus, and then same thing if you did, let's go back to the thing, same thing if you did a minus and a plus, it gives you a minus, and then if you did plus, it's just taking a while to come up now, it gives you a plus. So now that we have that grid for us, it's going to be much easier to do this. We've got a plus here, minus there. So overall, the result is 5 times 7, but it's going to give us minus 35 because plus minus gives you minus. Next one, we have a negative and a plus. Therefore, the answer has to be negative. 42 divided by 6 is just 7. We then have negative and a negative. Let's go back. That gives us a plus. So we just simply do 88 divided by 8, which is equal to 11. And then the last one, I just missed this. Same thing. We have a negative and a negative, so that will give us a plus. We get left with 8 times 10, which is just simply 80. So for this sequence, we can see that each time we are multiplying by 2. Every single time we multiply by 2, we multiply by 2, we multiply by 2. However, something's also happening to the sign, and I'm just going to write down the 3 spaces that we need here. If it goes plus, minus, plus, minus, plus, minus, plus, minus, then all we have to do is double the number each time. We have 16 times 2, which is 32. Multiply that by 2, we get positive 64, and then we multiply by 2, we get negative 128. So instead of just noticing that pattern, you can say that you multiply by minus 2 every single time. That is the rule. So the next one is very similar. Pretty much the exact same pattern, except we still multiply by minus 2. However, we see that we start on a negative, so it's going to go negative plus negative plus negative plus negative plus. So if we multiply by 2, we get positive 32, negative 64, and then positive, let's put commas in here, 128. We have a similar thing here where we add, where you can either say multiply by 10 each time, multiply by minus 10. What's the rule? Multiply by minus 10. So we can see here that I look at it, we just add a 0 each time. So it's 1 0 zeros, 1 0 2 0 3 0. The next one will have 4 0. Let's type this in actually, so it's easier to draw. 3 4, and then the next one will have, and then let's just draw the rest in. Next one will have 5 zeros. 100, 1 2 3 4, and then 5. And then the last one will have 6 zeros, etc., etc. However, make sure you pay attention to the signs. We have positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative, and then the next one will be positive 1 million. Next one, you'll see that the pattern each time is multiply it by minus 3, which is why we get positive, negative, positive. So multiply this by minus 3, we get positive 81. Multiply it by negative 3, we get negative minus 243. and then multiply by negative 3 again, we get positive 729. Pattern here is multiply by negative 5. And then you'll see that 125 multiplied by 5, negative 5 is minus 625. Multiply that again by minus 5. We get positive 3125. Once you multiply that again by minus 5, you get minus 15,265. And then that shows you how each time when you multiply by a minus number, you'll get minus, minus, plus, plus, minus, minus. So hopefully that makes sense. So we're going to be moving on to probability. And so for question 3, we're going to be looking at pie charts. So they helped us out here by saying that a group of 36 pupils were asked to pick their favorite color from green, purple, or red. Now what's good is that if in a circle there are 360 degrees, and this is equal to 36 pupils. So it's a nice and easy number because we know that 10 degrees is equal to 1 pupil. Let's put this in, pupil. And then this will also be 1 pupil. Let's just call it 1p. Now, we know that red is exactly 180 degrees because it's just a straight line. It's the diameter. Now, we can sort of see that purple and green make up half the pie chart anyways. So you could just skip ahead a few steps and say that half of 36 is equal to 0.5. And if that came to you, that's fine. However, let's just do it the long way round, where if we know that this is 18 pupils, because it's exactly half of 36 pupils, so red is equal to 18, that means that green is equal to 3. So purple must mean that this is equal to 36 minus 18 plus 3 so adding these together, so in total 18 plus 3, which gives you 15. But then if we're finding the probability of purple or green, remember purple or green, not just purple, not just green, that means we have to do purple or green means, so let's write P or G is equal to over 36. If we do the same thing for the probability that a student chose red or green, then it's going to be the same thing. We have to add the probabilities. So probability of, and that's how we denote probability, red or green, is equal to, probability of red is 18. Everything is under, let's just scroll down so you can see a little bit. Everything is over 36. Probability of red is 18. Probability of green is 3. So we're going to do 18 plus 3, which is then equal to 21 over 36. Which is, can we simplify that more? Yes, we can. We can simplify this. If we divide both numerator and denominator by 3, we end up with 7 over 12, and that gives us our answer. For question number 7, we have some cards, and some children in a class write down the first letter of their surname on a card. These cards are shown below. Which letter is most likely to be taken? So probability, we need to know how many cards are there in total. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 cards in total. So we have total here. Total is equal to 17. And so for which letter is most likely to be taken, you can either draw a table of how many cards appear twice, appear more than once, just to be extra safe. But most likely means the most amount of cards of that letter. If you have total 7, just from seeing, I can see that there are 2 W's, but then I see that there are 4 S's. Therefore, if S is equal to 4 cards, then what's the probability of it being taken? So S, it's actually not asking for the probability, it's just saying that S is the one that is most likely to be taken. For the next one, we have to figure out what is the probability of E being chosen. So for probability of E being chosen, how many times does E occur? 1, 2, I don't think there's anything else, so E occurs 2 times, therefore it's 2 out of 17. Now, how many letters also occur 2 times? I see W occurs 2 times, so W, or let's see, H seems to appear 2 times. I don't see any more H's, so W or H is the answer. So that's the answer over there. So for question 8, let's evaluate which spinner is you likely to get a 1. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pieces in total. And out of that, we have 3 1s. We have 1, let's highlight, 1, 2, 3. And then on spinner B, we have 4 pieces in total. And then we have 2 of those. Let's put this under the same denominator. We have 3 8s, and then 4 8s is equal to how many 4 8s? Which one is bigger? 4 8s, therefore he is more likely to get a 1 on spinner B. If there are 40 colored counters in a box, half of them are red, we need to say that, rather we need to draw a diagram over here, or instead of that, half, 1/5 are yellow, and then the rest are green. So if we have the rest over here, let's write down the numbers because I think we can easily do this without the fractions. So half of them are red, that's going to be 20 counters. 1/5 of 40 is going to be 8. Therefore, how many are green? We have 40 minus 28, which is equal to 12. Next one, if I shake the box and pick out the counter, what's the probability that it is green? 12 over 40. 12 can go into both, 4 can go into both of them. We get 3 over 10. So that's our answer. Question 10, how many counters does she have in total? We have 5 plus 7 plus 8, which is going to be 20. If she has pink, then it's going to be 5 over 20, which is going to be equal to simplified 1/4. So if Jill wants to double her chances, that means we need to get 5 counters that are already there plus X amount of pink counters. That also means we have to add those pink counters to the bottom. So we get her chances, if she wants to double her chances, double 1/4 is going to be half. So to find out what this X number of counters is, we're going to have to multiply out this fraction to 5 plus X is equal to, we're going to cross multiply. You can do that with a different color, like that. And then we end up with is equal to 20 plus X. Therefore, we get something that looks like 10 plus 2X is equal to 20 plus x. And then if I keep on moving down, we get x, because we're going to subtract x from both sides, is equal to 10. So we know we have to add 10 pink counters, and let's just try this out. If she adds 10, she gets 15 over 30. Does that double her chances? Yes, it does. So this would be 10. We're starting off with NVR codes, which we have to find how the alphabet is being used to find this code. For example, for great, let's have a look. See, we have G to N, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's just do that one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have to plus 7 first. Then we have, that means we, from S, we need to plus 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that means we have to start off with Z, which means you can cross out all of these apart from A and D. And then the next one, we have R to 3, which seems we have to add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We have to add 11. Next one, from 3 to, let's see what we have to do from M. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We end up with X. We can see that the answer will be D. Question 34, we have to go from P to V, and we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to add 6, which means we need to go from S and add 6, and we need to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which means we're going to get Y first. Second one, we go from A to 5, and we're going back because we're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to subtract 6 this time. So from T, we're going to go backwards. We're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we end up with N, and which starts to look like that. We get our answer as C. Next one, B goes to H, which means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have to do plus 6. So chime will go, C plus 6 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which means you have to start with I. We can cross out these 3. Then we have to do E to 3. We're going to do, I think we're going backwards here. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, plus 12. Well, let's see what we have next. We're going backwards from H, minus 12. 1, oh, that should be minus. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We get 6, which means we get E as the answer. Next one, C to J. We're going to go forwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, plus 7. So let's go F plus 7. We're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We end up with M first. R to 4, we're going to go forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, plus 12. That means we're going to end up going R plus 12 as well. We end up with 4 again. So we're going to get 4. If we've got M4, we can just put down B. L to R is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, plus 6. Therefore, peach, we're going to do plus 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We end up with V. And then E to 5. We also have an E here, so we just know it's going to be V5. That means our answer is going to be C. Question 38. P to V is going to be over here. We're going to go backwards. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, minus 11, which means S minus 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We end up with, So P to V is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 plus 6. S plus 6 is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We start off with Y. L to 7 is going to be going backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Minus 15. Let's do T minus 15. We're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. We end up with E. We have our answer already. It's going to be B. Next, A to F is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus 5. And then B plus 5 is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's going to be starting off with G. We already have our answer, which is A. Let's do question number 40. We have T to Y is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus 5. Now let's have C plus 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We get H. We can cross out these and that. What's the next one? We have A to 4, which is minus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's minus 7. And then H minus 7 is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We end up with A, which means we have our answer, which is E. VR section, let's try and find the amount of vowels in each word. We have 1, 2, 3. We have 1 over here. Then we have 1 and 1, 2, 3. September is 3 and 3. We have 1 and 3. And then we also have 1 and 3. We can see that which two months do not have the same number of vowels as any of the others. We can see that in total there are 4 apart from September and November, where there are 6 in total, 3 and 3. For the next one, we are going to be writing down some words. We're going to write all of them down. We've just written September. So we have all of them written down. We have to discard M, O, and let's do that with the highlighter. M, O, N, M, O, O, M, 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 and then those are the only N's. We have O as well, and that seems to be all of them. M, N, and O. Oh, we have an N there and an N there. Now let's see what our two letters are. I can see that R occurs in a lot of them. We can see that A and U are not nearly enough to be as close to R and Y, and we're just going off estimates here at the moment. And we can see E is in almost every single one with E, E, E. So let's just make a note of that. For E, how many do we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 10. And then let's make a note of R. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have a lot, 9. I can see that N only comes up a few times, 2 times, I think. So it's definitely not that one. It's definitely not B. We barely have any B's. We only have 1, 2, 3. So it has to be, and even the Y, let's count Y to be sure. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, just 4. So it seems to be E and R. So we can go ahead and put down E as our solution. So question 25, we have to arrange the digits of 0.0 to 5 into order. How many adjacent pairs of names are of the same length? So let's write them down. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now, if we have these into order, then we can see, and let me move this so you can see it, we have pairs of names of the same length. So this is 3, 3, 5, 4, and 4. Let's reorder this. Now, we don't need to reorder this in order to know that 1 and 2 are going to be next to each other, and so is 4 and 5. Therefore, so then our answer would be A, over here. Question 26, we have to arrange the following into ascending number of consecutive double letters. So let's count them. We have 1, 2, 3. Let's highlight them. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. So we have all of them the same. That means for words that have the same number of consecutive double letters, keep them in the order they were given. So our answer is going to stay the exact same. We're just going to have bookkeeper, Tennessee, committee. So our answer is A. Next, we can see that the largest planet we know is Jupiter. Whoops. Jupiter, which means that the word has to end in R. Question 28, how many letters in the longest word that can be made using the letters which have a vertical line of symmetry? Vertical line of symmetry, let's highlight them. It's going to be A, M, O, that's it. We have meo, oim. None of these letters can make a word, so the solution is going to be A. So in 29, we can change the letter A to get the word secretory, which is something that secretes fluids or something like that. So we have to change A. All of these words we can see hex in all of them. We know hex means something to do with 6. However, hexapod is the only one that's an insect. It's an insect that has 6 legs. All the rest are to do with shape. Hexagon, is a shape. A hexagram is also a shape. It kind of looks like this. That's a hexagram. So that means that hexapod is the only one not to do with shape. In this one, we have to find a 4-letter word, and I can see over here that the 4-letter word is gene. So what does that mean for our word? It means that our second letter is a vowel. We have E as our vowel. For the comprehension section, we're reading a passage about the esteemed citizens of Serendelia, and it's basically focusing, while he's addressing everyone, the speaker is focusing on women and the parts they play in the society of Serendelia. It says, without women, there are no homes, there are no families, and without families, there are no fighters. So it's basically talking about during a war, the role that women have to save Serendelia, even if they're not soldiers. So let not the toll of your labour go unnoticed. We are having some sort of speech for question 29. He addresses people, ladies and gentlemen. So this has to be not a report because he is addressing people. So this we have to put C as the answer. Next question, what is the primary tone of this passage? Just based off this passage, we have not an angry sense. He calls them esteemed. It's very hopeful. It's very unified. Let us work hard side by side. The tone of the passage is very inspirational. It does have emotion behind it, but that emotion is for a reason, and that's to inspire people. I would say that what's the primary tone? It's definitely not sarcastic, and I don't really get critical and angry because they're saying that they're trying to critically analyze what do women do when men go out and fight. Therefore, she's saying it's quite an inspirational speech because it's inspiring the women to not give up. They're still important. Question number 31 in the line 5. What does the phrase men's blades run red? So we see here determined to see our men's blades run red. the hardships we have not decided on, we continue. So the enemies are continuing their relentless march, and they're determined to see the men of Serendelia, their blades run red, which means they are losing a lot of blood in battle. So this is talking specifically about on the battle and enemies. It's about the bloodshed on the battlefield. Question 32, what does the word trying mean? Question line 5, we have trying over here, and it seems in these trying times you must draw upon the unbreakable spirit. So trying means to me something that is quite difficult or it's quite hard. Therefore, on trial is sort of similar, but it's not really on trial because there's no judgment being happening. It's just quite a hard time, and you do have to put effort in when it's a hard time. But try means like if you try a test, you have to put effort into it. But the word adversarial sort of means something quite hard. It means involving conflict or opposition, and that's exactly what we're working on. The enemies are their adversaries, their opposition. So the solution will be C. So in 33, what is emphasized using juxtaposition? Juxtaposition means placing things strategically next to each other to highlight different parts of the text. So we see here today that when we introduce the passage, it says, when we, under the sun's warm embrace, we come together to mourn the forever resting souls on the battlefield and reignite the flames of our resolve. So how is this being used in juxtaposition? We have quite a warm setting under which the speech is happening. It's warm, however, they're having quite a morbid occasion. They're having to mourn the souls on the battlefield, but they're using this juxtaposition next to this fiery sun to reignite the flames of our resolve. So sun is very fiery, but they're using that juxtaposition to emphasize how the flames that they won't be put out, they'll continue to stay inspired. Therefore, this direct contrast with the sun's warm embrace and the topic they're talking about is using juxtaposition. Therefore, A would be the best solution. Question 34, which one is spelt in American English? All of these words are spelt English apart from labor. The English spelling, which you should know, is with a U. Therefore, C would be the answer. Question 11, which kind of words are harshest and wildest? So you have comparative, which would be harsher. And then superlative is the most harsh, so harshest. So these words are all superlatives. So from this quote, what does the speaker mean? The whole text is about how women are basically essential to the war because they maintain the homes and families while the men are gone for fighting. So women are essential for homes and families, which is then later essential for producing fighters, but they're not stressing that fighting is the most important thing. Women are just a cog in the machine of fighting. They do something equally important, which even though they are not fighting, they are still essential for maintaining homes and families. If you were to say this one, it's sort of saying that they're only important to produce fighters, but that's not the case. Their job is as important as they maintain the home. Question 37, which literary technique isn't used? I know a lot of metaphors and imageries are used here. I didn't see any alliteration, but let's go back. Throughout the text, you see a lot of emotive language, a lot of imagery. We see stuff about the flames of our resolve. That's a metaphor. The only thing I do see here isn't any personification, because hyperbole is exaggeration, and a lot of that is used. What stuff like, you are the unsung heroes whose sacrifices echoed through the annals of history. Lots of exaggeration here, but nothing directly being made into a person. So it would be personification. So over here we have C. Question 38, what's the effect of the repeated use of the word heart in the passage? The heart of Serendelia are beats in every home. A, we can straight away cross out. It's not really a romantic passage over here. And it's not really talking about the government's control over the citizens. You can just gain that from the context. It seems the government seems to have really worked with its citizens. And it's not the literal heart, but what this phrase over here, central and vital role of homes, is very apt because what is the heart? It's the central and vital organ that we need in our body. Just like fighting and women are, it symbolizes the central and vital role of women in the nation's well-being. So this is that context where it works the best. So a euphemism is sort of another way to say something. It's a more pleasant way to say something that might be offensive or rude or vulgar or even upsetting. So something like that can be, so if we have here that the forever resting souls on the battlefield, we have that they are dead, and we're saying forever resting instead of simply they have died. It's more pleasant to say forever resting. Second, we have reignite the flames of our resolve. So this one we had was a metaphor, and metaphor is kind of like a euphemism. However, this one, blades run red, is already unpleasant. It's not being made more pleasant by the euphemism. Therefore, reignite the flames of our resolve. So the resolve sort of means like a determination to do something. So the flames, rather than saying anger, then we're saying something about how it's not anger, it's determination, and we are fiery, we are flames that won't be put down. Therefore, the answer would be B, and it would also be C. For question 40, we actually have two answers here because what is the use of first person plural pronoun? We have first person plural means instead of I, we say we can do this, we all have the ability to. A lot of speeches use this. Why? Because it conveys unity for sure. You're not, if you're a leader, you don't want to seem too I, because you're the leader of people. You need to say we. And then E, you can captivate the audience way better because it's not really memorization ease, it goes a lot deeper than that. So it would be C and E.